She looks like an angel, but fights like hell. This is 21-year-old Regina Tarin, the most brutal girl in the UFC. She earned the nickname Kill Bill because, like the heroine of the Tarantino film, she's beautiful, brutal, and has defeated everyone she's faced. What makes her story even more remarkable is that she never planned to become a fighter. She started training purely for self-defense. Her school years played a crucial role in her life. It was at school that she was heavily bullied, and because of that, she promised her mother she would learn to fight to protect herself. However, over time, she decided to become a fighter. Her mother fully supported her in this. Moreover, her mother not only supported and believed in her, but also paid for all her training. It was simple. Sponsors paid for other kids, but for Regina, her mother did. Because in Mexico, women in MMA are treated very skeptically. Let's start with her amateur career. Her first notable fight took place on November 26, 2021. Her opponent was Karen Iñiguez. Regina started the fight very actively. She landed a great takedown and began ground and pounding Karen.
Muy estudiosas ambas, mucha movilidad, y bueno, ahí se presenta el primer intercambio y Regina lo usa a su favor. Toma la espada del oponente y bueno, logra ese buen slam.
Tarin is truly brutal, throwing her opponent around the cage. It's very satisfying to watch. Karen is simply helpless in this situation.
Vemos cómo Regina tiene el control de la espalda y tiene cerrado ese triángulo sobre la cintura de Karen.
Total domination here. Regina just choked the poor girl out and did it almost effortlessly. A very spectacular victory for that level.
Esquina roja, Regina Tarin.
In 2022, she took part in the Youth Amateur World Championship, the 2022 IMAF Youth World Championships. We'll start with her fight against American fighter Allison Keenan. The second round of the fight started extremely actively. The fighters exchanged heavy knee strikes. Regina transitioned beautifully into a submission, leaving her opponent with no chance at all. Another fight from this championship that we'll look at is her bout against India's Aranjot Kaur. Tarin works her jabs very well. Regina mounted her opponent and began relentlessly bombing her with strikes. The Mexican won this fight by decision. In the semifinals of this championship, our heroine faced a representative of England, Sophie Price. A very spectacular move from Tarin. She fights with maximum intensity and technique. Here you can see and hear her brutality and aggression. A great acrobatic, tactically well-executed move from the Mexican fighter, and it also looks very impressive. Regina Tarin won by unanimous decision. Her mother's belief in her paid off. After a few fights, the wrestling company WWE became interested in her. However, the girl chose the path of MMA, even though she loves wrestling. Now let's talk about her professional career, and there's a lot to discuss here. Regina's first opponent at the professional level was her fellow countrywoman, Citlali Alcantar. The fight took place on December 1st, 2023. Almost immediately, Tarin takes everything into her own hands and lands a spectacular takedown.
Regina wants to bring her down with the outside frame, and she gets it, and now she's...
Just imagine the power of those strikes. Poor Alcantar's head. She even adds elbows to the back of her opponent's head, putting maximum force into them. It's a total fatality. The poor girl tried to hide, but she had no chance. And the final chord was that she simply crushed her opponent. A brilliant professional debut.
This could be it. She has
to be careful not to hit the back of the head, but look at what Regina Tarin
put that right hand more deep.
There we go, there we go,
Deeper,
there we go.
yes.
Sensei Guillermo Salas. I think we're going to have the finish of the first round. Let's see.
Yes.
And there you go.
Azul, Regina,
June 8, 2024. This time, our heroine faced Fernanda Marufo. In the middle of the fight, Fernanda carelessly rushed into an attack and within seconds found herself on the ground under Tarin's full control.
A great body lock takedown from Regina, who has a nice wrestling background.
She is absolutely outstanding on the ground. Marufo fell into a trap and had no chance of escaping. She was brutally choked out. Simply bravo.
Nicely done.
Kill.
Nicely done.
Regina Tarin!
Gisela Luna, that's the name of Regina's next opponent. The fight took place on July 27, 2024. The Argentine fighter almost immediately found herself in an uncomfortable position. Tarin climbed on top of her and started raining cannon-like punches down on her head. She simply didn't know where to go. There were so many strikes that it was hard to count them. Regina simply beat the Argentine down. The referee stopped the fight. A beautiful victory.
All in.
She's gonna have to do more than just shell up here.
It may come to an end very quickly. Luna giving up her back. Maybe stop. No, she stops it. Another victory for the young star.
Regina Tarin!
September 27, 2024. That was the date of the next bout. Tarin's opponent that night was Luisa Cifuentes, a great high kick from Kill Bill.
Ooh, what a good kick from Tarin.
In the third round, two more beautiful high kicks landed on Cifuentes' head.
Tarin to the face of Luisa Cifuentes. Now another question mark kick.
Wow.
And now
Regina brought back her old acrobatic move and delighted the crowd.
a kick that tried Regina Tarin.
Toward the end of the fight, everything was flying at the Colombian's head, from jabs to high kicks.
Obviously in favor of the Mexican. 3 rounds.
A masterful takedown from the Mexican fighter.
Yeah, but so far a dominant.
On the ground, Kill Bill practically destroyed her opponent with those furious strikes, turning her into a punching bag. The referee was forced to stop the fight, a very spectacular victory.
In order to find the win. Let's see. It is from Mexico. Regina Kill Bill.
Campeona de Budo Sendo Championship, Regina.
After this fight, it's time to talk about Regina's nickname, Kill Bill, like in the famous Quentin Tarantino movie. She combines two traits, beauty and a brutal fighting style. That's what they started calling her at the gym where she trains. As you will see, her fighting style is very brutal, especially for a girl. June 19, 2025. That's when the fight between Kill Bill and Caitlin Neal took place. It was one of the rare fights where the Mexican spent a long time standing and showed her striking skills beautifully.
Caitlin ahí hace trabajo de esgrima, vamos a ver qué tal usan las rodillas.
Several more great jab combinations from Tarin followed.
Ellos debe ser una buena señal para los dos.
Viene el derechazo, le sacudieron neuronas, las ideas a Caitlin Neal. Bien por parte de la mexicana, una vez más conectando ahora con la izquierda.
Ahí se ve que Regina se empieza a encender, empieza a conectar todas sus combinaciones y Caitlin dice que me trajeron.
Sí, definitivamente una vez más ese izquierdazo por parte de la mexicana conectada justo entre madre seca y oreja.
Bien lo decía Regina, los mexicanos lo traemos en la sangre.
As the fight went on, the spectacle continued. Very solid work on the feet.
Ir golpeo. Porque Regina es contundente, como lo dijo, es agresivo, es contundente y está proponiendo, está todo el tiempo hacia adelante.
Bien, buscaba una vez más la patada frontal por parte de Regina Kill. Ahora
Then Kill Bill really turned it on. The hooks literally crashed into her opponent's head. Once again, she left no chance even to defend. It looked like a total beating. And this time, the referee stepped in to stop it. This was the first fight Regina fought entirely on the feet.
más, ahora la rodilla voladora. Uy,
qué excelente los golpes. El 1, 2, 3. Ahora sí, cambia el paso para atrás. Parece que le lastimó el ojo.
Y el cambio que trae
De sangre mexicana, Regina Tarin.
The seventh fight of the Mexican's career was absolutely explosive. On November 29, 2025, she faced Yurivia Jimenez. It was painful and at the same time satisfying to watch. A very brutal knockout early in the fight. Those aren't hands, they're cannons. A magnificent seventh consecutive victory. A few days before the annual UFC event in Mexico, one of the fighters lost her opponent. Because of that, young Regina was offered the chance to step in as a replacement. She had only a couple of days to cut weight and prepare to face a UFC veteran. But that didn't scare her, and at just 21 years old, she agreed, becoming the youngest Mexican woman in the UFC. On February 28, 2026. This time, her opponent was Lithuania's Ernesta Karekaite. And most importantly, this was Regina's UFC debut. Almost at the very beginning of the fight, we saw the first fireworks from the fighters. Tarin landed beautifully. Another explosive moment from Kill Bill followed. A wonderful right hook from Regina. Beautiful. Later on, Tarin's impressive handwork continued. The hooks were flying naturally. Full aggression from both sides. Just look at this. Regina fought without sparing herself or her opponent. The final seconds were masterful. The girls were fighting at the limit of their strength. Regina rightfully earned the victory by unanimous decision. A fantastic UFC debut. Just one decision, one moment can completely change your life. And Regina Tarin is a vivid example of that.